Alright, let's get this started. There are a few things I want to tweak in this piece. Most of them have to do with tangents. So right here, there's some overlap with the leaves, but this branch here, and there's some other places that feels more like a tangent. That's something doing what it's supposed to do. So get those cleaned up first. See if scaling things up and moving it around a little bit will do the job. Hey, thanks for the follow. Let's use a curves layer. There we go, that's feeling a little bit better. Yeah, it's about more the value range we want for that. I think next I want to add some grass texture over these leaves here. So let's hop back up to our gigantic grass layer. Let's throw a new layer in here. Or no, let's see if we can suss out where that is. Right there. And let's go grab our tall snowgrass brush. Not that big, let's go 1200. There we go, that feels pretty decent. One more layer here. Ooh, layer 100. I'm getting fancy in this piece. I'm gonna do a few of these grasses with this brush. Just to sort of break up that. The grass brushes I've been using tend to create a lot of patterns, and I think that can get noticeable if you don't go and paint over the top of them. So we'll just do that as sort of some final touches in here. I did see most of these patterns in the base of the grass in here. That's probably not a huge deal. But if I'm going to be printing them big, I just feel a little bit more confident with the piece. If I fix some of those more textury error elements. Those browns feel pretty good. Let's pull some of those in there. Add some seed heads here and there. I don't like doing seed heads on my actual grass brushes though, just because they're a little bit awkward to clean up, whereas like these grass strokes are very easy to clean up. So I find it's just simpler to go in after the fact and do the seed heads in the grass then. And it also sort of helps break things up a little bit. Should be overlapping those guys. There we go. This will help bring some of that sky color over here. Right, sort of like blending the two areas together, because one of the problems with like the green grass is that it doesn't really take like a pink sky color very well. It'll just shift the color into more of a neutral. Which, although not a bad thing, isn't really ideal for this piece because we want to show that it's affected by the really pink light that's up in the corner there. Got some of these lighter colored seed heads on this side over here too. I might use a darker color for down in here. There we go. That's feeling a lot better. Sorry, back in here still bothering me, so I'll just go. Oops. I tend to keep my finger on spacebar just because you can do a lot of stuff with the spacebar, but every now and then, just because my keyboard's a little bit sensitive, I'll tap it slightly and I'll be like, oh, let's pan when you wanted to stroke with your brush. I'm just like, no thanks. Let's go back to where we were, Photoshop. And I do. There we go. Kinda liking that. Let's go a little bit lighter and a little bit pinker. Yeah, that's not too bad. Okay. And now we're pretty much done with this. Let's do some finer color tweaks. Layer, duplicate group. I just do that to preserve what I've got. Filter, camera raw filter. We'll pull the little slidery stuff over here. Actually, what we're gonna have to do at this point, let's save it out as a new version. Save it out once this way. Just using that Gato 9. We didn't do too much, 10 minutes of work, not a big deal. I usually try to like save out a new one after about 30 minutes of work. So let's save out a new copy now. Save as version 10. Okay, new version. Now what we need to do is crop it. And I was gonna go and like add some reflections and shadows into there if I remember right, but I don't really feel like I need it just because that's picking up mostly ambient sky glow and less like reflections of the area around it. And I kind of like them as like brighter pools. So, but you know, I just somehow talked myself into it. So we'll go back down here. Gravel. I feel a little bit better about that. So let's go back and redo that last step. Layer, duplicate group. Layer, duplicate layer. Filter, camera raw filter. I normally do this on my other screen, so I'm going to be relying on my like OBS source to sort of help me work this out. Up the contrast just a hair. I think I was playing around with it earlier, but up the saturation just a hair. If I remember, I wanted to like raise the blacks. I'll just do like the darkest part of the canvas right here. I'm basically trying to get like what I was painting on this monitor here on my other monitor up over there, just because that'll be like, if I can get it looking good on both of them, that's usually when I'll get a really good print, because this one's got a wider color gamut than the other one. I think I was good color-wise. Let's try bumping the vibrance up just a little bit too. I kind of like that. Let's see what this does. Filter. Stylize. Wait, or is it other? It's high pass was the filter. So basically all that does is just enhance some of the edges. Then we can sort of adjust it a little bit here and there. So that's like a fairly subtle effect. Drop it down to about there. Alright, that's feeling pretty good right about there. So I think I'm going to call that the finished piece, finally, after I thought I was going to have it finished like a week ago. But there we go, finally done. And pretty content with the way everything's sitting now. And maybe tone this down just a hair. I just kind of like the added definition it gives in some spots, so like it just like cleans up some of the muddiness in areas. Okay, so yeah, I'm satisfied with that. So got our final version there. We'll save out Instagram stuff, and also just as a reference, it's probably going to get cropped that way when it goes into the book. Well, let's duplicate this layer. Or maybe like that. One of those two. Either way, I think that'll look pretty decent. So let's get that one saved out again. And do some mindless self-indulgence, which is, I'm just gonna like paint, I don't know, I'll just start sketching some space stuff or something, just because I feel like I need a break from monsters. So let's just do a good old 10 by 20. There we go. So I'm just going to grab a random color palette. I don't need any of this. Okay. Yeah. Let's go for that one. We're going to paint some... Yeah, I'll just paint some sci-fi with that one. Actually, let's go one more space. So like teal and brown. Yeah. So teal, brown, black, and white. We'll do that one. Won't be the exact colors, but it'll be a starting point. So teal. Sort of a browny color. Just use a solid brush. Get a little bit of brush lag with that one. A little toothpastey. Okay, good enough. Oop, not what I wanted to do. Well, let's just start painting into black. I'm sort of feeling like some sci-fi stuff. Planets are just kind of fun to paint every now and then, so... just pick a... let's make that a star. That just seems like fun. Paint like a close-in planet to a star. Just because I feel like doing some sci-fi stuff. Actually, now that I've thought about it, let's change up the way we're doing this. Let's make our star white. And then we'll do some glow behind it. Start with a 900. Sort of like trying to build up like some corona or something for the star. Just J.J. Abrams it up. Throw some lens flare in there just for fun. That's part of the problem. Drop this down to 300. Hit OK. Let's start over a bit. We're getting like too much like artifacting in there, which I didn't like. So we'll just do it a slightly better way. This might not work. It's kind of, let's do like a starburst thing. Faster to do it this way. Grab our soft round brush. Just play around with that. Up here. This part's easier. Chase and 180. This one it a little bit easier to paint like sky and clouds and stuff in this direction. That's what I wanted to paint. Go up here. Let's just have some fun painting some atmosphere. I don't think this is going to be my best painting ever, but I just needed a break from monsters. So take a 15 or 20 minutes, just whip something out real quick. let's not do it that way. Let's go. I'm not exactly happy with this either. Let's zoom way out. I want to be like closer into the planet's surface, I think. There we go. Now I've got a bit more of a subtle curve. It'll be a little bit more fun to play with, I think. Maybe to save time, we won't do an atmosphere on this planet. Well, I realize you probably wouldn't see them in a photo, but let's put some in anyway. Let's go paint some stars in. I haven't used my stars brush in a while. I'm just rather chuffed with how it turned out back when I was actually working on it, so. There we go. Now clearly a space scene, right? There we go. So what I did was I just made a copy of this layer and blurred it to get that edge of atmosphere there. Remember doing that a while back. It working well, so I figured why not use that trick again. Maybe we'll do an atmosphere. There we go. That'll let us play around with this layer a little bit better. And let's just grab our super soft brush. I sort of want to get rid of some of this color and bring it back to more of an orangey color. A little bit darker. There we go. It's kind of fun. And then just eat all the bumpy stuff on the horizon. Let's just grab this one. This is all going to have to be a one layer thing, especially if I'm trying to go a little bit faster just to get this done in a timely fashion. Probably going to stop in about 10 or 15 minutes, so let's save this one, maybe come back to it another day, or maybe just leave it where it's at. We'll see. Like I said, I'm mostly just painting this to get a little bit of sci-fi in. I guess I closed the color reference thing. Never mind. Brush, that's why things are going all wonky on me. There we go. I think maybe we'll just leave that one there for tonight. just wanted to give myself a little bit of a break and do something different for a change. So I think I'll call that good and come back to it at a later date. But anyway, thanks for coming, and I'll be on probably tomorrow night.